What's up, people? Another man was buried in Jackson, Mississippi without his family's knowledge. I'm Chibuzo Machuku. I would appreciate you liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Mario Terrell Moore, 40, was bludgeoned to death in February and wrapped in a tarp. His corpse was left on the street. After the corpse remained unclaimed for months, it was buried by inmates at a pauper's field. The family learned of his death and burial about a month after Dexter Wade's burial without notifying the family was reported. Marquita, Moore's sister, learned of it after her aunt texted a link to an article containing the list of homicides that went unreported. While she was wondering why her aunt would send her that article, she looked at it and noticed her brother's name. The article listed her brother's name second. I'm not sure why her aunt sent the link to that article, but it's possible that she was trying to break it to her softly. Before I continue, I roll the clips.
On Your Side investigation uncovered that JPD failed to tell the public about more than 20 other people killed since this year began. Now we're sharing the emotional story of yet another family that didn't even know their loved one was dead until our investigation, and a police captain that chose to blame our reporting instead of his own department. Someone killed 40-year-old Mario Terrell Moore in February of this year. His family didn't find out the news until just 3 weeks ago, even though the Jackson Police Department had already known about it for 8 months. Moore's family only found out about Mario's death from our investigation last month, which uncovered more than 20 killings JPD had never shared with the public. Investigators tell us Moore's body was discovered wrapped in a tarp on Gunda Street February 2nd. The Hinds County coroner ruled the cause of death blunt force trauma.
We tried to find if Mr. Moore had been reported missing to really identify the next of kin.
Officers are required to release the name of a homicide victim to reporters after a reasonable amount of time, even if the next of kin still hasn't been notified. You told them that our analysis, our report was totally untrue. You called the information we've been reporting, which we got from the department's individual releases of homicides, misinformation.
The news clipping tried to portray that, hey, there was these many homicides that was not spoken about. That was totally untrue. That's misinformation that he provided to the community, right? Well, CJ, I will say this. I did not make that statement.
Something is definitely going on with the Jackson, Mississippi Police Department. I've already known that Mississippi is no good for Black people. Each time I hear of the name of that state, Mississippi, the first thing that comes into my mind is genocide. The authorities had no right burying a corpse without notifying the family. They didn't even notify anybody of the homicide. They didn't have it announced on the news. They never bothered to try to locate the next kin. Something must be going on. This is what I'm suspecting. The police killed him. There has to be surveillance cameras and body cams. The authorities were like that for the other cases. The authorities were silent about the other cases like that, including the murder of Dexter Wade. If they had nothing to do with those deaths, why would they be quiet? Something is wrong from the police department. Mississippi is no good for Black people. It isn't safe. I hope the FBI and the Department of Justice step into this. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.